Decree of Pope Lucius III against the Waldenses, etc., who are called by various names. In the year 1184, as others write, 1185, Pope Lucius made a decree in the city of Verona, in the presence of the Emperor Frederick, which reads as follows: In order to eradicate the wickedness of various heresies that have begun to manifest themselves in many countries throughout the whole world, the power of ecclesiastical discipline must be called into requisition. Therefore, relying on the presence and power of our most beloved son, the Roman Emperor Frederick, we, with the common advice of our brethren as well as of other patriarchs, archbishops, and many princes who have assembled here from different parts of the realm, have, by this general resolution of our present decree, set ourselves against the heretics, who, from various errors, have received various names, and by apostolical authority, through this our constitution, have condemned all heresies, by whatever name they may be called. First, the Catharists, and the Patarini, and those who falsely and fictitiously call themselves humiliati, humiliated ones, or poor men of Lyons, as well as the Pasaginians, Josephists, Arnoldists. All these we lay under an everlasting curse. And since some, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, as the Apostle says, have assumed the authority to preach, though the same Apostle says, how shall they preach except they be sent? All those to whom this is forbidden, or who, not being sent, presumptuously dare to preach, secretly or publicly, without authority from the apostolic see, or consent from the bishop of the place. And all who believe otherwise, or do not fear to teach otherwise than the Roman Church preaches and maintains in regard to the sacrament of the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ, or to baptism, namely infant baptism, or to the confession of sins, that is, auricular confession, or to marriage, and other sacraments of the Church, and in general all those who will not condemn those as heretics, whom the Roman Church or any bishop in his bishopric, with the advice of his clergy, or in case of the decease of their own bishop, the clergy themselves, with the advice of the neighboring bishops, have declared as such. All these, I say, we bind with the bond of an everlasting ban. Likewise, those who take them into their houses and defend them, and all who uphold said heretics, fostering in them the heretical wickedness, whether they be called consolati, credentes, perfecti, or by whatever other similar name, we include them all in this sentence of condemnation. Thus far the decree of Pope Lucius. We will now give some explanation of a few strange names that occur in the same, as regards the common names of the Waldenses, of which mention is made in the decree of Lucius, namely that they were called Catharists, Patarini, Humiliati, poor men of Lyons, Pasaginians, Josephists, Arnoldists, etc. These we've already sufficiently explained. There remain, therefore, to be explained only their special distinctive names, as Consolati, Credentes, and Perfecti. Consolati, that is, comforted, by this name were called those who had recently come into the Church and were not yet firmly established in the faith. Credentes, that is, believing, by this name were called those who were confirmed in the faith and had increased in it to a considerable extent. Perfecti, that is, perfect, by this name were called those who applied themselves to faith and godliness to the full extent of their ability, so that they seemed to be perfect therein. These were also called boni homines, that is, good men. The most of this can be gleaned from Alanus, who wrote at the close of the 12th century, namely A.D. 1194. Thus, the diversity of names does not indicate a diversity of people or faith, but simply the lesser or greater perfection in the faith in those who together were but one people.